Good Thursday morning, friends. I'm Ben Hayes, pastor of First Baptist Church, Dadeville, Alabama, bringing you our thought for the day on this Thursday morning. I hope that you have had a chance to start your day well, and by that I mean with a copy of the Word of God and spending some time with the Father in prayer. There's nothing better than doing that, nothing we need more in times like this than to spend some time with the Father. As we journey through the book of Proverbs, we find ourselves in Proverbs chapter 25. So if you'd like to follow along with me, you can turn there for just a few minutes this morning as we look at some of the wise sayings of King Solomon. One of the neat things about Solomon is that he covers a full range of topics. And it's always about wisdom. It's always about practical things. It's always about ways that we can live our lives in order to please God. I was listening to or watching a program the other day where Billy Graham was speaking, and he said that he always read 5 Psalms a day to learn how to relate to God. And he always read a chapter in the Proverbs a day to learn how to relate to people. And I think that is a tremendous way to look at this. But in Proverbs 25, starting in verse 1, it says, "These also are Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, but the glory of kings is to search out a matter. As the heavens for height and the earth for depth, so the heart of kings is unsearchable." You know, one of the things that we need to realize in this life that we live is that nothing is hidden from God, but God can hide anything that He chooses. And He has done that so many times. I read through the Old Testament prophecies. I read even in the book of Revelation, and you see where God says, these matters are not for this time. So seal it up. Nobody can know this. In the right time, I will reveal it. I see it in the book of Ephesians where Paul talks about the mystery of God that's now been revealed. There are things that God will hide from us until we're ready to grasp the truths, until we're ready to receive the truths that are there. But I like the way King Solomon says it. He says the glory of kings is to search out a matter. And I think that speaks to the true curiosity in the hearts of God's creation. God created us with the desire to know. Um, it's just part of who we are as human beings, and we have this great curiosity to search out things. And he compares that to the glory of kings, because that's what kings do. They search out things, whether it's riches or power or lands or whatever it might be. They search those things out, trying to find for themselves the truths that are there. And I think that's part of that delicate balance that God has set up for us. There's a limit to the amount of knowledge He's going to allow us to have. Uh, but He wants us to search, and as we search, He increases that knowledge. And then in verse 3, He says, "As the heavens for height and the earth for depth, so the heart of kings is unsearchable." And I think that's an interesting statement. I think it's a kind of a neat way of looking at the kind of leader that King Solomon was. He wasn't just interested in himself, he was interested in his people. He was interested in his family. He was interested in his subjects, his nation. He was interested in the well being of many of those around him. And his heart was so large that it probably caused him to get into lots of trouble, especially with the women that he ultimately decided to take in as wives and concubines in his effort to build relationships with other nations. Those are the things that he did. But the heart of kings is unsearchable. We can't know what goes on in the hearts of our political leaders. That's especially true today in our 21st century. We think we know. We hope we know. We root for our candidate, for the man that we think should have the job. But in reality, we only see what he allows us to see, because that's what leaders do. They show us what they want us to see so many times. And so the thing that we do is we simply have to pray and ask God to show us, to help us to understand who our leaders are and who our leaders should be. And so today, as we continue this journey through the book of Proverbs, just think about the unsearchable riches of the heart of a king. And apply this question to yourself. Is my heart always searching? Am I always looking? Is there something that God is trying to tell me today? Pray for me today. I'm going back to get tested to see if I can be negative and get back into the swing of things. Just pray that God would just show me what I need to do today. God bless.